Tucker sat down with one of the members of the Qatar royal family, and this is what was discussed. Listen, I say this about Candace. I say this about Tucker. Whatever you think of them, they've got FU money, and they proceed to do things that no one else that I have ever seen has the balls to do. And certainly not.
And what does that tell you? Because we know it in Tucker's case, but what does that tell you?
That unless you have FU money, you don't really.
It's not just money with them; they're protected.
Probably
Tucker's protected.
Yeah,
I don't know by whom.
Well, I'll get to that in a minute, but here we go.
Like a lot of contradicting messages.
Pretty intense, I'd say. This country's being denounced as a terror state, terror financing, very high volume, lots of attacks, including from politicians, sitting U.S. senators, Ted Cruz, for example. And the main criticism seems to revolve around Hamas, and the idea is that your country, and you specifically, are supporters of Hamas, you're terror financiers. And I'd like to just get right to the truth of that. So my understanding is Hamas is here in Doha because the United States and Israel asked you to host Hamas. Is that true? And if not, what is the truth about Hamas in Doha?
Well, thank you, Tucker. First of all, look, the starting of the relationship with Hamas and the communication was started back more than 10 years, 13 years ago, at the request of the United States.
There it is. Whoop, there it is.
Now, I want to be very clear about this. I know that there are arguments right now about whether Tucker's a Fed, Fuentes is a Fed, Candace is a Fed, because everybody gets to a certain level and they get certain information. Tucker Carlson is revealing talking points that only somebody who is connected to intelligence in some capacity would be able to share. Because I had no idea about this, and Jen and I are pretty well informed, but even I was not aware that any of this was in conversation. However, just the fact that he's putting it out there at a conference of the wealthiest and most connected elite in the world, to say that the United States, not just Netanyahu Milikowski's government, of which we already knew about the Hannibal Directive, the funding of Hamas.
Yeah.
Well, what they're saying is the United States, in conjunction with Israel, is funding Hamas.
You're still not getting it. You're still not getting it. It's not the United States in conjunction with Israel. It's the United States. It's empire. Yeah. It is one. We are one.
Which is why we're trying to ease people into this, Jen. We're trying to make people see the reality that we are the baddies. We're trying to change that. But kudos to Tucker for not pulling any punches. But let's hear what this royal family member of Qatar has to say further.
Even beyond that, like it was 19 years ago when they first participated in the election, and then when they moved their office back in 2012 here, it was used only for the communication and to facilitate like ceasefire, facilitating aids to Gaza. Now, unfortunately, Qatar has been attacked for having them here. But when you look, at what's happening within the region, this region, when you look at its conflict, it has the parties of the conflict. Sometimes they are state actors, sometimes they are non-state actors. If you have no one speaking to those non-state actors, how we are going to resolve or to reach to a solution at the end of the day? And now we have seen that this communication.
That's the key point. That's the key point. Ziohel has no interest in resolving anything. They have no interest in communication. They have no interest in any of that. So I don't even know why we pretend.
Well, I would assume that the whole purpose here is that they're just trying to kick the can down the road for as long as they possibly can. Like, that's the whole point. I still insist that the Zio state is on borrowed time, and that it's just an inevitability in terms of when we finally break it. But Tucker doing this takes a lot of balls. And like you said, he's clearly connected. To whom we don't know exactly.
Well, he's being protected. I mean, I don't know. Is it deep state? Is it the Vatican? I don't friggin' know.
I know one person that I can share with you guys. I can't really say to the extent of our involvement, but there is a very powerful billionaire who I have met with personally, and I will not detail what we talked about. I'll just say that this was somebody who some of you may have heard of. His name is Omid Malik. He is I guess you would say, I think he's a hedge funder. He's a very wealthy investor. He is of, I believe, Iranian and Pakistani origin. And he happens to be somebody who, I don't know if he came around on the second go around when you ran against Wasserman Schultz, but he did support the first time. I met him at one of Tulsi's events in New York City, and we connected, and we're still connected today. I don't know if he would give me much
Good,
time.
you should promote the PAC.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. So it turns out that Omid was a supporter of Jen's against Wasserman Schultz because, again, he's against the Zio state. And as a result, while he is doing business with Donnie Jr., he is also a major backer of Tucker Carlson and his efforts.
Interesting.
And Omid Malik is a very powerful, wealthy individual. So that's just one person. It is certainly possible that there are others. But no one does this alone. Like you said, no one does this alone. Tucker can't do this unless there are people in very high places with a lot of power that are saying, Tucker's a made man. You can't touch him. So he can do it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. He's being protected.
Has led to ceasefires, has led to the release of the hostages, has led to alleviating the suffering of the people over there. And unfortunately, there are like politicians who are trying to use this to score like short-term political gains to fuel their narratives in order to using Qatar to blame another country for what's happening over there or for their wrong policies. All our aid and all our support and financing that went and what they claimed that it went to Hamas, went to Gaza, went to the people, and it was under very transparent process that the United States is fully aware about. Israel is the one who's facilitating, and it's not one government, it was across governments. Netanyahu, Bennett, we have dealt with all the agencies. Lapid was a prime minister at a certain point of time, Mossad, Shin Bet, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, all of the, and the defense, all of them, they were involved in these aids and the delivery of those aids. So today, when they are claiming that this is the financing of Qatar to Hamas, it has no basis. It's just a way to spread disinformation about a country that doesn't do anything for them, but it's doing things that are against their policies. If you just go to Qatar records with in its engagement with the United States for the last 20 years or 30 years, Qatar has never went to the United States and encouraging them to bomb this country or to support this group or to that group. We've been always in our dialogues with the United States about how we de-escalate the region, how we bring peace to the region, and this peace cannot happen without an engagement with everyone in the region.
Again, Israel's not having that. They don't want to engage with them. They just want to ethnically cleanse them. They want to Holocaust them. They don't want to engage with them. Don't be ridiculous.
So this gentleman is the Qatari Prime Minister, and his name is Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman Al Thani.
Say that 5 times.
I'll say it one more time.
Don't say it again.
Prime Minister of Qatar, Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman Al Thani. Not that difficult, I would say. But point is, we can no longer be under the illusion that it is just, if we just dealt with Israel, Israel is us and we are them, meaning the State Department. Our government is one and the same. That's why we've reached this tyrannical stage that Thomas Jefferson always warned us about when he wrote the Declaration. He warned us that this day could happen, and it's happening right now, where the government is no longer answering to the people. It hasn't answered to the people in a very long time, but now it is painfully obvious how we are living in a country that does not have a government that functions on behalf of its people in any way. Zero. So how much more do we want to put up with it is the question.
Oh, I'm off on the left.
You're about to fall off.
I have fallen off. I'm falling off. I'm checking out. Building a food forest
She's
and a
checking
retreat
out.
for like-minded individuals.